Hello, today we're gonna see a little bit about this portal 77, and it is the day that actually Uranus, the planet of, expect the unexpected, or revolutionary planet, ruler of Aquarius, enters the sign of Gemini, and it's going to stay there for about 8 years, with a small exception of a couple of months that's going to go retrograde in Taurus. Now, what this means, at least the beginning of the transit, we're going to have a look at that, concerning this portal as well. We're going to have a look at that, what this means. So any messages that we do need to receive at this given time concerning this portal and concerning this very important transit, because trust me, a lot is going to change in the next 8 years. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Well, the Jupiter is here, so that's a good relief here, because it does mean that it's going to bring us a little bit of good luck and fortune here. Now, Jupiter has exited already a sign of Gemini and has entered Cancer, and it's going to stay there for about a year. Okay, it is a planet of expansion, good luck and fortune. Now, here, whatever we were conflicted about with this Five of Wands, because it is a Five of Wands in this deck is Jupiter, but we're gonna have some lucky breakthroughs here, okay? And especially because the Jupiter in Cancer, it's gonna almost like smooth out any type of conflict, you see, because we are actually going through the year that belongs to Mars. Mars is the, god of war, you see. It's a planet of, very aggressive approach of, just taking, whatever needs to be taken, no matter which means, so this is going to smooth out a little bit, and we should be grateful for that. There are some other astrological aspects as well that do help, and they're going to keep helping through the upcoming years, luckily, because the things have been heated up for a long time. Okay, now we do have here some possibility of some lucky breakthroughs, and especially concerning any type of inner conflicts here, okay, because this Uranus entering the Gemini ruled by Mercury, okay, which is the communication, the thought process. It could be mostly about the inner conflict. So we could be resolving some issues that we do have with our own selves. Of course, we could be also resolving issues with others. And I say luckily here, because as I say, Jupiter is in Cancer. It does move out a little bit, all this tension with Mars, okay, being in the year of Mars. So let's see what else. Okay. So possibility here to resolve issues, inner conflicts, but also any other conflicts. We're going to get a little bit lucky concerning that. Okay. Well, yeah, because first and most of all, there is going to be a lot of shadow work here that we're all going to do. And it is a lot about the self-reflection here. Okay, that's the Hermit here. It's even called path. So we're going to try and find our own path here, but being very true to ourselves. So we're not going to follow the other paths of the other people or whatever suits somebody else. We're going to have to see what is this that suits us, and this could be some, search here that could take a moment. You see, luckily we do have, like this 8 years ahead. That's definitely going to be about reconsidering some own beliefs, some ideas here, some inner conflicts, resolving some issues. It is going to be a lot of time for healing, you see, because this is going to give us the opportunity to heal, because we're going to sit down with ourselves, we're going to have a look at all this, again, with this Uranus in Gemini, and we're going to heal, okay? We're going to understand even the things that could be, like maybe impossible to understand before, now we could. And when you understand something, you can actually find a solution or even healing or cure for it, okay? We're, of course, talking here mostly about spiritual healing, but it can be anything else, okay? And definitely finding the path, finding even how to express, like your true self in this today's world here, okay? So that's also going to be that. But each one of us, we're going to have to go on this journey on his own. Okay, and this is going to have to be a very authentic path that each one of us is going to take. So no copycats here. Okay, so that's the opportunity that it's given. It's a rough one, but it's a good one if you see it on the long run with this Uranus in Gemini. Okay, Well, let's see. All this is paired, of course, with the age of Aquarius. We all know that, what that means. You see, we have talked about this. You see, Okay, Jupiter transiting in Cancer, that's completely different dimension here than it was in Gemini. So there is a lot that, you know, is going on, as being, as I say, Mars here. Well, we're gonna find our happiness, so that's something that it's really good. And you see this Mars. Now, this is Mars in Pisces here. It's a 10 of Cups. It's a happily ever after, it's absolute bliss. So it's whatever makes you happy, but truly happy. But we're going to have to take some action towards this. So nothing is going to just, you know, be falling from the sky. We're going to have to work for it, okay? And to make even some difficult decisions. You see, in this deck, you're not there yet. You're still looking, and that's the search. And this is the inner conflict. What shall I do? This or this or this, you see? Looking for it. You're still in the darkness, you see? So this is going to be the time that it's allowing that, you know? And this portal is opening now because we are dealing with the portal as well. And 7-7, by the way, it is about a lot of realignment that it's going to happen, and it's happening, you know, and it's about self-reflection. That's why we have all these energies coming out, you know. And of course, for each one of us, it's different what the happiness is, what the achievement is, what is our ultimate goal here, okay? So that's why this is showing like that. Well, just needing to do what we need to do. Justice here, okay? This is about making the right decisions, okay? A lot of karmic situations here, and not allowing ourselves to be held anymore. You see, she's half buried, but she's going to reach out for the help if it's needed, you see. No ego here, okay? Whoever needs help, do communicate that. That's why we have Uranus in Gemini, where we can actually learn to communicate in the right way, okay? And especially with the Mars energy, through this year, being a Mars year, as we say, it can bring a lot of conflict. It can be a harsh words, you see. With this, we're going to balance out, and especially with the Jupiter in Cancer. So luckily, we do have this, you know, like as a, let's say, something that brings a little bit of a lighter energy here to, other than that, maybe some challenging situations, you see. There is going to be some lucky breakthrough also for those of you that have been suffering any type of injustice, legal, karmic, so this is going to be made right. But why? Because some clues could be found, some truths could be coming out, and maybe somebody finally speaks up. Okay, so just take this how it resonates here, but these are the things that are coming through. Okay, let's see what else. Well, we have the star in the center of the reading. Of course, it's the Uranus here. I mean, it's the Aquarius. The ruler is, you know, Uranus, and that's what's happening. That's the transit here. That's the portal. Okay. Now, star represents wish fulfillment and a lot of healing. The healing I already told you, and pair with this one here, with the Hermit, it definitely a lot of shadow work here. But it's also all about raising our vibration, trying to be a bigger and better person here, you know, in any type of situations. And also forgiving ourselves. Don't forget about that. That's also something that it's very important. Okay, so this is your task, and this is why this is all happening here. Amazingly powerful reading here. Look at the healing, more balance, more harmony. This here, it's temperance, Sagittarius here. Again, this Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, so there you go. And that's, you see what's happening here, because the Jupiter in Cancer, it's going to smooth out conflicts, inner conflicts, hurt, pain, so all these situations here, and especially as a contrast to this Mars energy that could be quite challenging from time to time. It's really good, as you know, that fuels us to go for it, to, you know, get ambitious, to get things done, but sometimes it loses the perspective and becomes the force to be the force. Okay, so never lose the perspective. We can navigate any energy. There is no, you know, like really like bad or good, you know, like planet energy or whatever. But it's how we are navigating, how we are fusing, how we are using, you know. Everything can be balanced, you see. Now, I'm seeing here a lot of people starting to be more practical, okay, avoiding a lot of drama and, you know, like emotion, again, for the sake of emotion, okay. It's not a thing, you know, to have, to experience emotions, but it's sometimes, you know, we just get lost in that, you know. Anyway, not anymore here. It looks like we are starting to ground our energy. I'm seeing here people really waking up to, you know, like this energy work, meditation, you see, clearings, you see, working, really working, you know, like on this. Aquarius. So that's something that's going to be also very emphasized here, and that's what's allowed with this portal and with this transit, because I'm covering both of these here, at least the beginning of the transit. Of course, as the time goes by, we're going to do a little bit more, and I'm going to try to do some other stuff for you that I do want to talk more about this, so that things do get more clear, because like in these weekly readings that I do, we cover like week by week the general and the career and finances, but there is so much more. It just it's a YouTube channel anyway. However, we'll see. I maybe do something else, we'll see. I'm going to let you know when the time is right. However, here we are, you see. So balancing, also feeling protected, it's going to be very important, you see. And when I say protected, it's really just stable, safety, protection, you see, because we have been going through a lot of challenges, and let's face it, we are all experiencing some very rough times and uncertain times, okay, times of change. Well, age of Aquarius, but this is going to be good at the end, but we really need to make an effort, like as all of us, we all have to, as a human race, need to make an effort here. That's what I'm talking about. And then never give up on your dreams. Neptune here, Pisces ruler. Importance of believing in our dreams. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So go for it, okay, but stay away from elusive energies, because Neptune sometimes can bring that. So what did I tell you? Emotion for the sake of emotion? No. Conflict for the sake of conflict? No. Just aggressive energy, this Mars, for the sake of just, like being that? No. If there is a solution, if there is something that needs to be expressed, yes, but not force just for the force, okay? Now, I do see here a lot of communication, of course, Eight of Wands, and it's, this Uranus entering the Gemini ruled by actually Mercury, which is communication. Here we are. Also, this usually represents a big shifts, when there big shifts are happening. So there you go. A lot of people are going to be also migrating here, like relocating, but to other countries, and everything. There's going to be a lot of movement in the form of relocations as well. Okay, so that's something here that it's open as well. The season has been open. Okay, so let's see what else. Well, yeah, leaving some old hurts and, like wounds behind. You see, the Crown of Water, something is over, something is done. The Crown is the end of the cycle. Now, the Crown of Water represents something that we have been emotionally attached, like for a long time, but it's time to take our bittersweet memories and to move away from it. Why? Because we are different people. We are rediscovering, reinventing ourselves. We are learning new things about self. We are evolving. So we won't be able to take this. We're going to take the memories of, everything that we have been through, but we are involving in something else. Okay, hopefully here. Okay, I like a little bit of, just sarcasm anyway. However, well intended always. Now we do have the Magician. What? Here comes the Gemini, here comes the Mercury. Okay, that would be the Uranus in Gemini. So hello, the portal is open, the transit is here, so we just have to navigate here. This is of course Virgo's energy as well, because Mercury is Virgo's ruler, you see, but it's entering Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Magician is actually Mercury energy. Okay, so here we go. Now, what does this mean? By now, you do have all the four elements here. You just need to learn to navigate and to work with them. You're the creator. You're doing the alchemy. This is also alchemy. You see, the Temperance usually holds the two cups, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's the alchemy, creation, okay? And this is you now. So it's going to be up to you, your thought process. You see, by the way, your thoughts do become your reality. Be aware of that. That's the basic of the manifestation. Okay, so that's why I say happy thoughts, Peter Pan. Anyway, however, this is about that. Okay, so just be aware that you're manifesting every single moment. Okay, whatever you think about, it can become your reality here. Okay, so be aware of that and know that you are holding everything in your hands. So sometimes we like to, present that, no, it's this fault, it's this person's fault, it's the government's fault, it's the, fault of, the weather, I don't know, whatever, Well, sometimes we just have to admit that there are things that are our fault. Okay, and this is like owning it. Okay, because after all, what you think about, you bring about. Okay, if you stay here positive, and if you're aware of the power that each one of you hold in your hands, then you can make the difference. You can bring the change first on your personal level, and then, you know, like as I say, human race here, things can finally change. And then we have the actually successful age of Aquarius here. Okay, but we are starting revolutionizing our ideas and how we are seeing ourselves, our thoughts, our beliefs. We are definitely moving to the next level here again, hopefully. Okay, and you know, this could be just saving the day here, but it's going to be a little bit rough to navigate through. So the portal is open at 77. Master number, realignment, big time, self-reflection, big time, owning it. Okay, our responsibility. We are our own responsibility here. We can't be pointing fingers always to somebody else. I'm not saying there are circumstances that are really not fair. There is a lot that's going on that might be out of our hands, but don't forget that you are the creator. Okay, don't forget that. Especially now, you have everything that you need here with this Uranus in Gemini. Okay, use it wisely. So I do hope that you enjoyed this. Okay, for the new people here, if you need to reach out for personal reading, energy clearings, or any other services, I do even add spells. You wanted spells, so added spells to that. You can reach out. There is an email in the description box below. Also, I do have a membership on this channel. I do members only videos every day, so if you like what I do, maybe you can explore that option too by pressing the join button below the video. And in general, thank you all so much, guys, here for being with me through all these years. Some of you have been here from the day one, you know, and I really appreciate that. And I do hope that you know, we're going to be able to, you know, just stick together for many years to come. You know, we're just going to evolve as well. That's why I'm telling you, I'm thinking about bringing some changes. I'm going to let you know when the time is right, because I would like to do, you know, like really more. Okay, but I'm going to see how am I going to handle that. Okay, so love you all. Take care. Bye.